Shabbat Shalom, this is YAHUtsidqenu, and I'm doing my video on why I can't be Christian. There are so many reasons why I cannot be Christian. Um, we can start with the name Christianity. Christian was really, what it was is a derogatory term, like we would say the word nigger is. They would mock the people of the faith, and it would say, "Oh, should we crucify you like we crucified your Messiah, your Christ-like?" Um, Many people also give other definitions like smeared ones, and there are many other definitions. None of them really had any good things, but yet Christians or so-called Christians adopted the name and terminology just like blacks adopted the name and terminology, all these bywords and proverbs of Negro, nigger, nigga, all the different things like that. Um, but to basically explain my position on why I cannot be a Christian, I had to start with basically my history of getting to the faith where I am. Um, Growing up, I grew up like many other Hebrews in a single parent household. My mom tried the best she could, couldn't really give us the absolute best of things, and things were very difficult for her, and in turn difficult for us. So I wound up bouncing around this and that. Wasn't really always in the best of conditions, and never really got substantial spiritual or religious foundation. So being around all these different people and living in all these different households, over 5 different relatives and stuff like that, I got a bunch of different experiences with religion, and everything from Christianity to a little bit of Islam and the School of Divine Metaphysical Research, um, a little bit of Jehovah's Witness. But the School of Divine Metaphysical Research is the first place where I heard the name Yahweh and the name Yahshua, which were, they say, were the proper names of the Most High and His Son. So I kept that belief because everything they said was very convincing, and they showed all these charts and things that dealt with that. So I basically kept the experience for some time, but still really didn't have any religious um, foundation. As years passed, I finally lived with one of my elder relatives and stayed with them for quite some time. Um, I began to find that there was a deep hole in me, a deep gap in my soul, and I needed something substantial, something to heal all the hurt and all the pain and all the everything else that was bothering me as a young youth. So I began to search and dig through religion. One of my uncles, since I was staying with an elder in my family for about 5 years, I was exposed to Baptist Christianity and began to hold those beliefs. But one of my uncles set me aside and started telling me, he was Muslim, by the way. He started telling me all this stuff about that Mary was a whore, and her and Joseph fled because they was going to stone her for being a whore and all this other stuff, and that he wouldn't worship no punk a deity. Uh, I'll just put it like that. So I begin to question, and I begin to research and try to find what is the truth and what is not the truth. So um, something just did not click to me about Eastern religions. They did not click to me. There was a big gap in my soul, and I felt that if I went that way, the gap was going to get larger, or yeah, I just did not feel the Most High was in that direction, because my whole life I felt Him pulling me. I just didn't know where. So I began to study Islam a little bit, and the more and more I studied, I saw that didn't work, at least for me. Um, I began to study Jehovah's Witness a little bit, got out of that real quick, um, because I knew there was no J in Hebrew. Neither was there in English, nor Greek, nor Latin. And there wasn't a J in English until the Normans conquered England, which was about 1000 something AD, and probably wasn't even inserted into English until 1400 and something, but still wasn't even included in the King James Version of the Bible 1611, so it wasn't widely used. So that was out. Um, Searched a little further, got involved in Rastafarianism, and started looking at Haile Selassie because he is the descendant of King David. What the main problem I begin to see is that they worship Haile Selassie um, as a deity, saying that he was the second coming of the Messiah when he was nothing. He's nothing but a man of the line of David. Yes, he's the king of Judah. Well, was the king of Judah, and we should respect him like that, just like we respected King Solomon and King David. There should be that line of respect and honor because he was the last emperor or king of our tribe, which is Yahuda. So I got out of it because there's no reason or way we should be worshiping any man. And then again, they called him Jah. They called him Jah, and they called the Most High Jah. And find out that Jah was just a mistranslation of Yah. Adding the J when there's no J in Hebrew. Um, there's definitely no J in Hebrew. So began to search a little further until I got back to Christianity and saw that it was more correct than all those other religions, but there was still a lot of work that needed to be done. I researched so much it began to. I was just a kid. I was like 15. This is this is between the ages of like 14 and 16. Yeah, I began to like all the things that had happened to me in my life since a child. I'd gone through a lot. Um, especially living in the South. I'd gone through so much. Um, it was just ridiculous. I began to kind of go nuts. Until my grandma pulled me aside one day and just prayed over me and got me to get out of that. But then uh, latched to Christianity, but then saw that that gap, although it healed it somewhat, did not make it go away. There was still a large gap in me. So I kept praying, asking the Most High to take this pain away from me and show me what I need to go to. Show me His way. Let His will be done. I began to read the Bible a lot and study the heck out of it and see that the Messiah, he always prayed the will of the Father before all things. So I said that's my perfect example. Um, I continue my clip on the next clip. Continue this why I cannot be Christian on the next clip.